How it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back. We're getting into our next episode of Bayonet. Very excited. A whole lot's happened. We recently pulled from the deck of many things. A lot of good things happened, a lot of bad things happened, a lot of really bad things happened, and then we got away scot-free, but then went back in for seconds and pretty much just bad things happened. Our poor boy Puff got donjoned. Rip the gray comet, the pale comet. But we continue, and last we left off, there was this flock of owls that formed like a face, just spoke to Azalea. We've got a couple directions to go in. We've got we're heading towards Hound's Reach specifically, hoping for answers, knowing that some of the nobility of Arillis has gone rogue, which brings the question, you know, how are they able to so publicly oppose the sovereign? Because that's unheard of, really, to be, you know, and they're not necessarily like open and screaming from the rooftops or anything like that, but it's definitely something for Azalea to unfold and take a look into. I'm very excited. If you want to get caught up, you can go over to the YouTube, where we've got multiple campaigns logged and ongoing, archived over there. If you have the D&D itch, we've got it for you. Hit the Discord if you're wanting to join our community. We're both chaotic as we're wholesome. And we have bingo, campaign related bingo on the Discord if you're interested in that. Big shout out to Audric, who's our mod tonight, our Bayonet mod, and I think that covers the most of it. Let me throw it over to Metro Mike.
I was Puff. It'll never get old. It'll just be sadder as days go on. I'm Metro Mike. I do special effects, makeup, cosplays, and trying not to get paint all over my hands. But yeah, I do. Right now, I'm streaming. We're doing the beta for I almost said Conan. We're doing the beta for Dune Awakening, which is dope. But outside of that, I'm posting Claire Obscure on the YouTube, and that's Tuesdays, Thursdays at noon Central Standard Time. Weeby Gaming Podcast is still TBD. I just got a new job. I got a new job coming up here. So I'm super excited for that. But yeah, on to Drak.
Yeah, hi, I'm Drak or Drakoniques. You can find me on all socials at Drakoniques. That's DRAKONIQUES. You can just add a .h.io to find me on Blue Sky, which honestly is where I am most of the time, so just follow me there. I do TTRPG stuff. I write TTRPGs to perform in actual plays, and I produce actual plays. You can hear my voice and one of the projects I am working on all podcast services. It's called Sacred Machinations. And we're using a system I'm writing called Sacred Machinations, the same name, and it's basically mechs meets divinity and godhood. It's been a lot of fun recording. Unfortunately, we didn't have an episode last week because we came across some tech gremlins when we were exporting the audio, and I had to just basically redo the edit, unfortunately. So we're coming out this Tuesday, but you're not going to miss out. We've got if you like mech pilots, interesting and diverse gods, and very toxic queer relationships, you're going to enjoy Sacred Machinations. It's been a lot of fun to play. But today I'm playing Azalea, the Shadowkai elf paladin warlock multi-class, and the very upset with what's left of their group. Held breath person right now.
Couldn't be me. I'm not even there. How can you be mad at me?
Well, you've taken a few hours of travel, Azalea, towards Hound's Reach, when a flock of owls started first appearing on the various branches and nearby cliff faces until there was suddenly 100 or so, and they started swarming about, and you watch them form this face. From it, a cacophony of crow caws and owl screeches kind of bombards at you. Do you have magical protection means for your mind? Do you have any kind of way to block that?
If you mean telepathic, yes. No one can telepathically connect with me without my permission.
Okay. You can sense it trying to, but you do not have your guard down, nor maybe would you in this instance.
I will pause on this trek. I've been noticing these owls appearing, and after our conversation with Molly, I believe their name is, the friend Puff and Pierce made while I was meditating. I can only assume it has something to do with her. So I pause. I look up at these owls, these birds forming this face. And I'll speak out loud. If you want to communicate, do it verbally. I'm not letting anyone else in my head.
They roll persuasion.
19.
19. The face seems to dissipate, and a lot of them start like calming down and landing back on the various branches and cliff faces. And from behind one of the trees, Audric posts the picture of the owlin. This one is tall and older, leaning on his weapon as he walks around the corner too. Doesn't stay too close, like it kind of makes itself visible and then leans wearily on his weapon.
What do you want?
We search for one of our own. We've felt a great disturbance, and they have not returned.
And you're hoping that I have seen this owlin, I presume?
Kind of walks forward. We've been watching. You were the first to be able to be approached from that tavern.
Okay.
Do you know where Molly is?
Sorry, I don't. Hope you do find them soon.
Okay. She has drawn upon the flock. She has continued to use our information, our sight, And she is gone. Thank you for your time. I'm just gonna start walking, turning away from you. He's still about 40 feet away, and start putting a hand on the tree before walking behind it and disappearing.
I let out a sigh, more of frustration than anything else. I think telepathically, actually no. I think after feeling them knock on that door, I think I refrain from even using my telepathy in this moment as I just sigh, look to Pierce and gesture with my head down the road. Just keep going.
Yeah. Roll a D100 for me.
A 14.
A 14. Okay. Interesting. Okay. You've moved down out of the mountains. And while there are still mountains all around, you kind of are able to traverse those swaths of fields in between that are always slightly angled, kind of sideways just a little bit, you know what I'm talking about? You're still in high regions, but you're able to traverse this with relative peace. Going from valley to valley, you are in the process of looking into the next one, and you see a tower. Not a big one, more of a watchtower, not heavily fortified, but pretty damn tall, overlooking the region. No flags or motley to indicate allegiances. You can make a survival check if you would like to try to go out of your way and find a new route, or you can continue onward.
I think I'm going to try find a new route.
Okay. Let's roll survival.
If anything.
Or nature.
Having no nature. I think survival's still better for me. Yeah, survival. Having no clear allegiances is honestly more worrying than having a clear one. So 23.
23. You almost start a small landslide going down one of these kind of cliff sides that has kind of turned into that sand dune, you know, that's kind of hazardous to navigate, but because of your prowess and your knowledge of the area and how this place works, you're able to take it slow, take it easy, put a few extra hours just traversing down this seemingly short path, being real cautious. And while you do, you get to this one point where you're about halfway down, you can't really go back easily, and you decide to dislodge this one rock to kind of affect the area in front of you and slide it all the way downwards, to clear up the path a bit, make it a little less dangerous. And in doing so, you uncover a dead party, mostly bones that have been smoothed over by the sand. And go ahead and roll me investigation if you want to go take a look at what you find. 14 is a good number.
Let's see. We're at 13 on investigation.
13 on investigation. Very good, very good. Ah, my pine cone. I have a giant pine cone. Alrighty. Give me just a second.
As you're looking, I can fill in the air. I think as Azalea notices this party, they kind of tell Pierce to stay back just in case. It's better if one of us gets jumped in too.
He crouches down and is going to roll stealth. Well, actually, he'll just take the hide action.
Then I will very cautiously approach the remains of this party just to make sure that they stay down for one, and to check if they have anything useful that could benefit us on this journey.
Okay.
Doubt this is going to be the first party we come across.
Not much has survived, except one particular magic item. It looks to be a staff of kind of warm purple wood, like dark warm purple, and a light blue leather wrapped around the head, and then where at the top where it kind of branches and twists, it anchors a pale blue rock, roughly the size of a loaf of bread. Big blue stone. Clearly magical, as it has no flaws on it whatsoever, even after all this time. The young woman is like, the corpse of the young woman is like curled around it protectively.
I'll crouch down and I think very gently, with a level of respect and reverence for this body, but still with the awareness of this can help someone, and right now it could help me. I'll gently pry it out of the woman's hands.
Gently pry it out of the hands of the woman and hold it up. Make an Arcana check.
Definitely not wizard, but a 14.
A 14.
Very good.
This is a staff that pertains to elemental magic, specifically earth magic, Terran, if you will.
We'll need more time to figure out what this thing does, but could come in useful.
Requires attunement by a druid, sorcerer, warlock, or wizard. Good to go.
I'll take this staff and open my bag of holding and put it in.
Okay. I'll tell you more about it when you attune to it.
Fortunately, I likely won't. All my attunement slots are full.
That's fair. Let me write down the page number. And you continue onward. You eventually circumvent the area you were trying to avoid and find yourself on a very unused dirt trail, kind of weaving through along the sides and down and around these valleys. You can look down. You're on this kind of side pass along the mountain range, and you're able to look down into the terrain of Wowanoid as a whole. You can see your destination a ways off. You can post the picture, Audric, of the keep. I did not specify which one, so I'm actually going to beat you to it. Apologies. No, my music's going weird. All right. Chat, if you would like to see, you can find it in the Discord. A massive almost looks like a gladiator, like arena of a keep, rounded, high enough though that the top of it has long since broken off and is floating around in the interim. You also see other areas that kind of pique your interest. For one, in the interim where the castle is kind of floated apart, you see grass and kind of floating compost that's kind of clung together over the years and formed these kind of islands of loam. You can see a petrified forest farther away, and an odd fissure, this big ass crack snaking through the countryside. The air above this crevice shimmers with heat. Let's get a survival check as you continue on your journey.
$16.
16. Next couple of days are pretty easy passing for you. Kind of keeping to yourself, kind of detoxing from other horrors that you've been enduring. Now that you're kind of out in this terrain, feels lonely, but peaceful. Pierce isn't one much for talking, dealing with the loss of Puff, and I think he would sit there and kind of whittle a walking stick. So you're kind of left with your thoughts as you look over the scenery. On the other side, looking upwards, Wayne's words, mostly plainslands, long fields of gray-green grass. The ruins of a village of some kind, and eventually far to your west, east, is an ocean, large body of water. You've never been this way. You've never been on this side and in this direction specifically of Rillis. So the new sights, especially this route that you've taken, has been grim but beautiful. So I'm gonna give you a point of inspiration as you take in Woenoid's majesty. What does... Go ahead.
Azalea, during the times where you take up camp and rest, I think has been very quiet. Hasn't really looked for conversation, and it's kind of almost relieved that Pierce doesn't seem to be seeking any. They have a job to do, and focusing on that job has always gave them, at the very least, structure. Whether or not that came with comfort is a different question entirely, but structure in and of itself is nice. So I think in this moment, even while looking at this beautiful view, a lot of what they're thinking is, which is the next step to preserving this view. because the Spectre can at any moment wreak havoc wherever they like. Sunder anything in their way, whether they think it's in their way or just for the fun of it. So even now, if anything, even more than usual, as they look at this view, they're thinking about what to do to make sure this can be seen by the next person who walks through these worn down paths.
Continuing onwards, you make your way down into these plains, and you're on kind of this open road, a couple of trees, a nearby forest, a ditch on one side of the road, and you start to hear the tromp of armored feet and the clop of hoof.
Can I get visuals on the source of this?
Make a perception check.
A 14.
A 14. There's a dust cloud to your right, about 200 feet. You can see a couple horses at the front, a couple of wagons, and about 8 armored soldiers. The person on a horse, there's 2 horses. One is a soldiered individual looking like they're in charge, kind of looking about. The one on the other horse is hooded, the hood way up, and kind of hunched down. That horse is attached to a wagon.
Can I tell who these, do these soldiers have like a symbol or colors to their armor? I assume I can't see a symbol, but at the very least a color that I could maybe associate to a house or faction or something like that.
You got a 14 on the perception check?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a moment of, oh! Don't get caught. That's House Effervet.
Oh.
A very small house that stays tucked away and removes themselves from most cities, and tend to keep to themselves in the extreme. Not much is known about them.
You just go and use your alias, it'll be fine.
I think in the moment I noticed that, I'm definitely gonna. Is there any way I can hide? I guess.
There's the ditch in the side. There's various magics at your hands, and you can try to scramble up one of these trees as well. Not many mundane options aside from the ditch and the tree, because you're in kind of this open grassy plain.
Yeah. It's a very interesting situation to find myself in. I think as serious as it might be to have to use magic. Yeah, I think I'll walk towards one of the trees. How far? I assume is the trees like part of a forest, or is it just like sparse trees?
A ways off there's a forest, but otherwise it's sparse trees here. Evergreens, pine trees, and the like.
In that case, I think I'll teleport up a tree. I think.
You look.
Raven's blessing.
A few pine needles drift down to the floor, but that's about it. Pierce is going to look about, throw themselves into the ditch, and cut away at some shrubs and just hold them over him at the bottom of the ditch. The soldiers are set upon by about 62 dogs that come howling out of Hound's Reach in the distance and start barreling down towards this noble house convoy, which sees them and immediately they begin quickly moving away. The soldiers on foot start double timing it, but eventually they are left behind by the 2 horses in the wagon, and eventually you see them post up against a larger outcropping of rocks and take a defensive position and start jabbing, making kind of a horseshoe shield wall and jabbing at the hounds that just start braying and running around and circling them.
Oh boy, I don't have anything to help them with. 62 hounds is
62 hounds. I rolled a D100.
Oh god.
Whole fleet of dogs.
Okay. Oh boy. How far away are they from me right now?
About 80 feet.
Okay. Oh god. I think even as it'd be so awful letting them die so close. I think in the tree, I'm gonna place a hand against the trunk.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Shadow Portal.
Okay.
As a shadowy door appears in the trunk of the tree, I'll reach my hand in as the other side of the portal forms behind these 2 guards, and I'm going to pull them through.
Okay. You grab 2 of the guards and they now they're in the tree quickly, and they're looking around confused.
And I'll close that portal once I've gotten them through. I'll just put a finger to my lips.
Roll persuasion.
Okay. The 24. 24.
Okay. They look to you and then hear that all the braying and howling is farther away, and it registers that maybe they're being helped, and they just start like hunkering down, and you watch one of them start taking out some clothes and start patting his armor to be quieter as he's hugging the tree.
I'll just keep an eye out to watch for those hounds.
The hounds are wearing down the remaining soldiers. One goes down, and you watch as he's dragged away from the shield wall and then torn apart. Bloody jaws cutting themselves on the armor and rending this person. One hound that's kind of been on the far outer reaches has kind of orbited around the scene and is now moving towards your location, sniffing, nose in the dirt, little puffs as he
What do I want to do about them? As I watch them get closer and closer, yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna cast Phantasmal Force on
Okay.
it.
As you do,
Yep.
you do notice, now that it's closer, the flaming eyes and the bit of glow from the mouth. And you can a little bit of glow from behind the rib cage of this what you recognize now as a hellhound.
Okay.
Phantasmal Force.
Yeah, I think I'm still gonna go with it. Phantasmal Force needs to make an intelligence saving throw. DC 18.
Yeah. 17.
It fails. As what it sees is coming from behind the tree that we are currently in. They see the paw print hit the ground first, and then the other paw. They see a much larger, I'd say a large hellhound paw out of from behind the tree and face down this creature.
The hellhound starts moving like a bit away from the tree and ditch as it starts prowling around this thing. The phantom hellhound eventually is gonna quickly run back to the strength of the pack.
And I think how does it? I think interesting. I can have it keep dealing damage to it. So as the hellhound runs away,
Okay.
Whenever it would look over its shoulder, it would see the huge hellhound still following it.
Okay.
And almost chasing it down. So if it stops, it'll counter it. If it doesn't, it'll just keep chasing.
Okay.
Until eventually at 60 feet from, actually. I don't know if it's from 6 feet from me or from the person I cast it on. No, it's just on the person I cast it on. I can cast it within my reach, but then if they move beyond my reach, it still persists. Yeah, so they just see this hound chasing it down.
How much damage is it taking over time?
Every bonus action, I can have it deal 2d8 damage, 2d8 psychic damage.
Okay, yeah, you kill it before it can get back to the pack.
I'm not gonna do much, but one less is always nice.
The last of the soldiers that weren't saved fall. And eventually, the dogs return to Hound's Reach. I told him we shouldn't have taken this route. I told him. Shut the fuck up.
What were you doing out here anyway?
They look to you, one kind of giving you a face of, I don't have to answer that. The other one, more scared than anything else, goes, we were bid by the good lady to bring her daughter to her uncle. Where? Of the Effavit house. He goes, yeah, we're of the Effavit house. And he turns to you. Thank you for helping us.
It was my pleasure. I'm sorry I couldn't help more of you, but...
Oh, the lady got away. That's good. The lady's daughter. Here. He's gonna pull out this kind of stone carving, this flat disc of a stone carving. He's gonna break it in half and hand you half of it. This is a show of some favor. And you realize you could probably hand this out in their name to cause a little chaos. But it would be better if you had both halves.
Well, I'm assuming you're heading to Hound's Reach, or no?
No, that's the destination that just tore our men apart. You'll not begrudge us by not telling you our lady's destination.
No, it's fine. I will be honest, I don't have much interest in where your lady's going. Just hope you all get there safe.
Well, yeah, we need to move to... We're never gonna catch up if we don't break out now. What's your name? Thank you.
Knee-jerk reaction was fully to say alphabet. Fully, my knee-jerk reaction was to say it. But Azalea would not be so reckless. My name is Carnifex.
Carnifex. Carnifex? Carnifex?
Carnifex. Carnifex. Carnifex.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you, Carnifex. I'll remember this. Shakes your hand. Awkwardly, but you're in a tree.
I think it should be good to climb down.
They're gonna try. They're plate mail, baby. Oh yeah, they're good. Both of them managed to slowly get down and start tromping away. They don't notice Pierce tromping away after their convoy.
I'm writing down that the real alphabet family exists, and I give them a different name. Okay.
Well, it was a believable name.
Okay. I'll also climb. Oh, I think I'll just teleport down. Beside Pierce. We should probably get going, especially since those hounds came in the direction that we're heading to.
Yeah, I agree. He's gonna keep the bush. At the slightest noise, he like pops down under the bush. Just a lot of open space, okay?
That's very fair.
Okay.
I keep moving.
All right.
Max gets back. Why is there a bush in my inventory?
And why does it say that I love this bush? Okay. I'm gonna turn that down first and foremost.
As we're moving, I'm going to use my, where is it? Magical cunning. So I go through a sort of like ritual, murmuring to myself, but more to an ode themselves as I restore 2 spell slots.
Okay. Approaching the building, approaching the structure, you're still about 100 yards away, about 300 feet away. Sorry, I don't know what that is in meters.
You don't need to convert to meters.
Okay. And you see, what's your passive perception?
15.
15. You see the glint of a hidden looking glass, kind of checking you out.
I think once I see I've been noticed, there's very little point in hiding. If anything, it would have made the situation more troublesome and most likely dangerous to get through. So I just continue moving. I don't even make it obvious that I noticed them. I'll just keep moving towards the keep.
Okay. Pierce, thinking this may ruin their image, discards the bush with a single tear, and continues onward. You guys get to that kind of base of the building, and you hear, "All right, okay, who goes there? Who's that? Come on. What you coming around here for? We'll stick the dogs on you."
I actually saw what those dogs could do. I'd very much prefer if you did that. I'm Carnifex. I'm here to see someone. I'm not. entirely sure if I can give the name just yet, but don't know who I am.
Nothing out here but us dog shepherds. What the fuck you mean? No one shepherds dogs. Shut the fuck up. Dog shepherds.
Some random mercenary. Should I play who let the dogs out now?
No, hang on.
I got told that there was someone here that I could speak to. Cassicus.
A elf leans into view with some kind of arcane rifle. Where'd you go hearing a name like that?
Well, and I think Piers obviously can tell I'm acting, but I will very cautiously look around to make sure no one else is listening. I recently infiltrated a house that I recognize.
A what? A house you recognize? What?
A house they'd recognize. I say out loud to them.
You best come in.
Thank you.
You get the sense that it is more dangerous going into this place, and as you kind of round the corner and move up, it's this very dusty, empty floor that's kind of tilted a little bit, and you can see a lot of what they say to be shepherds in plains clothes. Their kind of nicer arcane rifles give them away a little bit, but for the most part, the smell of sulfur just fills the air as you can see up on a second floor and this floor, hundreds of hellhounds of varying breeds and makes, all kind of either fighting with each other or lazily snoozing and dogpiling here and there. You're kind of let into this communal area. Many of the hellhounds kind of give you a sniff, but they're not like ordered to attack. And some might like bare their fangs, as it were. But none of them are immediately attacking. The front that you believe this to be is pretty well made. People believe that Hound's Reach is just a ruin that's overrun with hellhounds. And damn, they're probably right. These shepherds, to your measure, would not be able to get rid of these hellhounds if they really needed to. You start noticing in the nooks and crannies, though, camouflaged fiends, golem-y, bipedal wall climbers that kind of look at you and salivate, but hidden, tucked away in the corners, kind of watching from a distance.
I think very much like when I notice being watched, I think I pretend I don't notice these fiends. If anything, I think I keep my eyes on the shepherds, and especially the elf who let me in the first place.
Mm-hmm. A bit of time passes, and it seems that this elf gets word somehow, whether it be mental or some clever method you didn't recognize or spot, before he approaches you and says, "Why don't you come with me? Let's go for a walk." Yeah.
I'm always happy for a walk.
got any climbing gear?
The basics.
Here. And he's gonna hand you and Pierce some like much more robust tackle gear. And soon you find yourselves making this exodus up into the interim. Initially having to use ropes that are already established and kind of tucked away and hidden, the occasional rope ladder. But mostly it's those knotted ropes that you have to like shimmy up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's get a athletics check at advantage because you have a guide. I know if you guys would have a guide for this part. I didn't know how you'd take a crack at this. I'm excited.
I rolled 2 17s.
Nice. Hell yeah. After about 2 hours of this, a couple of breaks here and there, start getting a real nice view. You finally crack your way into the interim. And start floating and moving about the space. You get to this one chunk of ruin, and also looks abandoned. But the second you move under the shadow of the roof, you're greeted with a much different sight. Once you're inside and the doors close behind you, beautiful ornate statues, rugs, tables, food, the finery of the nobility is here. A chandelier has been tied to one corner of the room so that doesn't float and light stuff on fire. And many people are moving about this space. You can see a retinue of people copying down scout reports onto a map. You can see various people cataloging weapons. You see halberds and pikes, the occasional cannon. It's organized, but it's messy. It's kind of all happening in this big hall. A tiefling with the marks of the Carta family steps up and takes a bit of a bow. Hey, how's it going?
I'd say good, but looking from looks of things here is going a lot better for you.
Yeah, we're pretty careful about this kind of thing.
Yeah. I presume you're Cassicus?
No, that's my brother. I'm here to determine what use you can be.
Let's see.
He doesn't even know you're here yet. Sometimes we get stragglers, sometimes we get con artists, sometimes we get spies. And so we have people like me. Cassicus detests mind mining. And so I'm not allowed to use that on you. I cannot sift your memories to see your intentions. And you can see he seems a bit frustrated by this. And so I'll instead ask you what it is you're looking for. Why come here? Who do you serve?
Well, I appreciate the civility. I'll keep letting my mind be my own, though I will let you know that if you tried, you wouldn't be able to. But it's just thought that counts. So I will pay respect and say, I'm here because I've been told that Cascus knows more about Woe and Oed than anyone does, and the fact that they've seemed to have gone rogue from their family, from their house, and apparently you have too. I hope we have a shared goal, even if you're going about it a different way than I am. And my method requires this knowledge that Cascus seems to have about Woe and Oed.
Make a persuasion check.
27.
27. It looks you up and down. We need all the help we can get. And until I'm given reason to believe otherwise, you seem earnest. Come meet Cascus. He's gonna get up. Take you to a side room. We're gonna grab our first break right there. We'll be right back, chat. Where is my BRB screen? There it is. Okay, and we're back. It's shouting, the first thing you hear, approaching this grandiose double door whilst floating. It's in... Okay. It's in Infernal. Do you speak Infernal?
No, not
Okay.
at the moment.
It's a lot of harsh back and forths before one person starts talking real low. And silence before someone acquiesces clearly and makes a quick exit. As the door opens, a plasmoid steps through and quickly bobbles to like not get in your way. You know how you both like sidestep the same direction then the other way, and he kind of wobbles lava lamp style back and forth for a second as he eventually skirts around you and quickly leaves. A very chagrined individual, jumpy at all of the scary fiendish presence and demonic accoutrement. But the tiefling looks to you and gestures for you to walk inside with Pierce.
I'll give us more respectful head nod and go inside.
So, a tiefling that I would say has that kind of crown of horns, kind of this brighter red, heavily tattooed. And the two front horns have been broken off. He wears a tight-fitting coat and lapel kind of done up to, like the chef flap that gets done all the way up. Tight-knit individual, on edge and aggressive. Kind of has his hands on his massive desk. You can see a couple of beautifully furnished overstuffed chairs on the sides, and a couple of shifting, like a shifting swarm of weir lights overhead. Two suits of armor that every now and then kind of flex their grip on their weapons every now and then behind him off to the side, and you can see 3 doors behind him. He goes, "Well, you must be what our scouts decided to not sick the dogs on."
Yes, and I have to say I'm very glad they didn't. I saw how hungry your dogs can be.
You're not able to fully starve them. Come in. They stay hungry.
Noted.
I am Cassicus Carta.
Pleasure. I'll be frank with you, I am Azalea. And I need your help. May I?
Make an insight check.
Oh, okay. The nat 20 for 25.
Love to see him. Let's go.
I was hoping for a direct approach. He's going to pull out one of the drawers and put a piece of paper down in front of you and close it. And it is a physical description of you going by Talia Effervet. And he goes, perhaps we can be of use to one another.
Came across the Effervet family quite literally moments before I came to your keep.
What? And he's gonna turn and open and lean past you and goes, Carmen! The earlier tiefling came in and goes, we killed him. Closes the door. Oh. It'll be
Yes.
fine.
I'm sure. I need your help, but now I'm a little bit curious as to why you think I'll be useful to you.
Because you're smart enough to not give your real name to where there are listening ears. Able to come before me, though, and tell me a different name. It shows intelligence. It shows caution. And if you're bold enough to watch this house get brutally murdered in front of you and still approach me, well, you've got stones. I'll give you that.
If I'm going to be honest, Cassicus, your dogs tearing apart a noble family is the least horrific thing I've seen in the past month.
I agree. This is good. This is good. Tell me more of how you hate the nobility. He's gonna start drinking and pour you a glass.
Well, I'm going to be entirely honest. I don't really care much for the nobility. I more hate the specter that they serve.
They are the root. They are the purest evil.
Yes. I have reason to believe that you have information that could help with my quest to deal with the specter, but more importantly, aid Woenoed.
What do you need to know? What puzzle pieces have not been there for you thus far?
I think it'll be easy to say what puzzle pieces have been there for me. I am aware that, of course, Woenoed existed before the specter took reign. I very recently learned that Woenoed is the name of or was the name of a woman. I came across some demons that did not have very kind words to speak about her.
Rarely do they.
Yes. I have reason to believe that this Woenoed, if we can get them to however state, whether it's the person or the plane that they were in before the specter arrived, it could be our salvation. So I'm trying to learn anything and everything I can.
To sum up, if I may. Many material planes or panes have reflections. mirroring panes. Some call them the Feywild. Others call it the other side of the pane, the Shadowfell. From what I can tell, this place was once one of these. Likely the Shadowfell. And somehow the Sovereign folded it in on itself, creating this inverted, smaller, condensed place. But other lore I hear is that the Sovereign was a jilted lover to an undead and stole that undeath. From she who was named Wowen Owed. I don't expect you to trust me at my word.
Yes, what you're saying sounds very fantastical. Very storybook-like.
And so I will direct you to the person who told it to me. Come with me. And he's gonna turn and open up one of the silver doors. And you can see into further opulence.
I will kind of watch them go, giving him a look up and down as he walks by. But I'll follow. Skeptical, but I'll follow.
You step into the room and gravity returns to you. By all means.
Is this what I think it is?
Yes.
So stepping through the door, you would, different to his office, to Cassicus's office, it is a massive regal hall full of marble white with cracks ebony, lush purple, like rugs, like long rug down a long hallway, rich purple like amethyst jewels and just drapes hanging. Everything is white and purple in this giant grand hall.
I want to roll real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
To see if I can hide my eye roll. Oh no! I rolled a 6. I look around and I very visibly roll my eyes, but continue moving.
Where do we find you?
You would at the very, very end of this long hall is a very plush, like I'm saying, like think like a throne that's could easily fit like a troll or an ogre in it. And I am at the very end, laying sideways, just like draped in the chair, reading a book.
Give the Zoom chat a peek for me. You watch as Cassicus seems to drop a lot of the mask that he clearly has had, and surprisingly a lot of the anger. While you still sense a pure, unbridled hatred for his own kin, he is eager to introduce you to this individual. And make another insight check real quick.
Okay.
Oh, and there would just be constant, like, ominous whispering as you get deeper into the hall.
Oh,
It's
excellent.
a 24.
24.
Yeah.
You recognize that Cassicus, in front of his soldiers, in front of his retinue, in front of his faction that he's running here, hidden away from view, he still puts on the clueless noble act. Still puts on the "I'm sure it'll be fine," oh, this, that, and the other thing. And you see that seems to drop completely as he gets up and mock bows to this individual before going up and casually coming up to embrace you.
He's coming to embrace me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like looks up from his book. Oh, Cassicus. Yeah. Man, just like immediately embraces him.
Well,
like
that's
very almost fragilely. Like as if Cassicus is this fragile old man. Oh.
big smile. I have someone that you will find an interest with, I think. A like-minded individual invested in bringing it all down.
Go on. Or is that it?
Allow me to introduce to you Azalea. Azalea, this is my closest and only friend, Valentine.
But we'll see. But nice to meet you, Valentine.
Valentine just looks at Cassicus.
Cassicus looks immensely pleased and walks away. You can see he's helping himself to like food on a side table from an unseen servant.
Is the art up?
No, I was gonna let you do a little
What?
self-describing.
So Valentine is he's a tiefling with almost like, it's probably the most vibrant color hair I would assume probably see in Wowenowit for the most part. It is rich, luscious purples and blues. Very long elf-like ears, and just jet black, ornate, adorned horns that have like jewelry strung about them. He's got multiple earrings, and is wearing like, it's like multi-layered white regal robes that are like slightly armored in various places, like on his wrists and on his shoulder. He's wearing pauldrons. Very ornate, just like noble, like just nobility vibes from him in the grand hall, where he's just like, "So you were Zalia?
Yes.
Did you need something?"
Well, Cassicus is the one that led me here. I'm assuming he's.
Cassicus, would you please bring our friend here to the Petrifist? He is in need of.
Why did you call
Proof.
me Cassicus? Cassicus, are you okay?
My bad. Valentine.
You need to slow down on the wine.
Puts down the glass.
So yeah, okay, yes, you okay. Right. The Petrifists. Are you sure that this is the person we want to send through? You're positive, Cassicus?
He'll prove to be of use, or he won't.
Valid. Fair. Okay. How much do you know about Jinn?
How much do I know about Jinn?
Jinn are not usually rare. Or sorry, they're pretty rare, not usually found. You've probably never met one or heard of one in your, like, living in your lifetime.
Okay. Honestly, the bare minimum. Nothing useful when it comes to encountering them or fighting them.
It's fine. We're not exactly trying to fight him. We'll figure it out on the road. It'll be fine. It'll work out. It always works out. Did you need anything before we head out?
I'm very happy and ready to leave this very moment. So the sooner the better. I would like some kind of brief on exactly what I'm going to be encountering.
A djinn is an elemental primordial. This one of stone. It is very good at disguising itself from the sovereign. Hides itself away in stone. The very bones of Wowenowed. There's a long, dark hole for you to go down.
It'll be
If you
fine. I have
want proof.
Like I said before when I came here, I know the route. I just need people to come with.
And, well, I appreciate you thinking that I am worthy.
I don't think that. Gassicus is vouching for you.
Hey, well, I'm confused as to why, with very clearly many armed individuals in this keep, why, again, I appreciate it, especially since to get me to the answer, but why you trust a stranger who's just walked in over the people I assume you've lived with at least a few months?
Because if you betray me, I'll kill you.
I appreciate that. That doesn't answer the question of why me rather than the others who you should, I assume, have more trust.
Intelligence and a willingness to do what we are trying to accomplish is fucking rare. And you've already moved in circles that our friend here is proficient with.
Oh, God.
It's time you returned home, Valentine.
Don't want to, Cassicus.
I know.
I hate it there. It's awful.
You need to get
It's
off your ass.
So boring there, though.
You are.
And sailors are watching this,
Want
and
to be
slowly.
anywhere else.
We
Why
set
do you
off
think
to
I
do
did?
this.
You set off to do this.
I
I said
know.
it in passing.
We spoke. You were very willing. You have a limited amount of chances to manipulate things accordingly before they know. You are the only one who can do this. You are the only one that does not have to answer to the houses.
When you're right.
And you
Listen.
will miss my wine stores. I understand this. There will be more once you're home.
I don't want to go home. I want to be anywhere
Oh,
else.
not wine. Mead. Shit liquor here, and you're aware of it.
Awful.
You've heard rumors
awful.
of this vodka going on in Rillis, and that's like
Just
one
something new.
Yeah.
Something new for what's. It's fine. I'll do it. There's supposed to be new drinks. Right. Okay. So, circling back. It's not that we aren't able-bodied. We're using them for something else. This is a separate mission that, how do I put this politely? I need to work on this. They're awful. No offense, Gaskis. They're terrible.
You see
They're
him
cannon fodder.
white knuckling the glass, the bottle he's got, because I hate when you're right.
They're, putting it mildly, the worst. They're good at what they do, which is controlling hellhounds. Outside of that, not exactly a spelunking kind of crew.
Hey, And you are?
He's good at everything.
You're just jealous. Your jealousy's peaking. Stop.
His eye twitches.
I mean, he's not wrong though. I am quite good at it.
Okay.
But yes, if you're interested and you seek answers, the Jinn has the answers. He has answers. I don't know what answers, but he has answers to questions that he has access to information that I just knowingly don't have because I haven't gotten there yet.
You've been able to transport people close to it before. So you know the route, you've moved the route before. But a lot of variables came into play there.
Okay.
Able-bodied people to come with me who aren't going to fall down a hole because they weren't looking. Why does that keep happening? No, 3 times, Cassius. 3 times. And I even warned the last 2. I warned them. I said, hey, watch out, hole. And then they're like, what? And down the hole they went.
This is what I mean. He says to Azalea. Competency. We have a dire need for competency. We have power. And we are able to accumulate it under the sovereign's nose due to these wells.
As this conversation, and more specifically as the arguing between Cassicus and Valentine went on, I think more and more Azalea stopped masking how tired they were of everyone's company. And at this point, he's not even bothering to hide it and just goes, turns to Cassicus, I'm going to need 2 of your arcane rifles.
Done.
I was expecting him to ask for way more.
Damn.
I have things way more useful than the arcane rifles. Those are going to be put back up. What can you do?
I think there's a smaller list if I list out what I can't do.
Then start with that.
I'll leave you to do it. He leaves.
What are weaknesses that you need me or Pierce to cover?
Honestly, I don't know. What are you guys capable of? What are you good at? What would you say? What is your expertise?
Staying alive, venturing out in an Oed with little more than the food I can carry in a backpack. Navigating for the most part, managed to get here just fine, avoided your hounds fairly easily.
Those aren't my hounds, those are Cass.
Pierce. I'm not gonna do a good job with his voice, and I apologize. Alchemy, and I've been investigating the Fae.
Oh, I love the Fae.
I'm particularly versed in fighting. Can you say that again?
Looks to Azalea, eyebrow raised.
Azalea just shrugs. When are you going to be ready to head out?
I don't need anything. Just starts walking towards the door.
Pierce looks at you and kind of
Either way.
shrugs.
Either way, would love some. Actually, do you have anything flammable? Liquids.
Liquids. Pretty sure. Come with me.
Okay. I'll follow.
Wanders through, back through the very silver door, and as everybody passes, he just like waves his hand and the door vanishes. And just keeps walking. Okay. Are you looking for flammable liquids or are you looking for bombs?
Either or. Flammable liquids are usually easy to get past people because they just see it as a liquid. A bomb is very obvious. So if we end up being searched, they'll find a bomb on me. More suspicious than, I don't know, a vial of oil.
Cascus?
Yes.
Do we have liquor? More than not that. No. Cascus, go into your private shelf and get the liquor. I'm not doing this anymore. I know you've been holding out on me. You have at least 2 bottles that you can spare. And I will give you...
Roll persuasion.
I was like, I will give you...
You sycophant drunk.
Well, that is a 16 plus 14, so 30.
There it is. He comes back with this fancy new thing that he was really hoping to try out called vodka. Hands it to you begrudgingly.
Why is it clear?
It's going out all the way out here already. It's interesting.
The nobility are thirsty. And you brought out something so much more potent. It's selling like hotcakes.
Why does the bottle have a bunny on it?
This will do. Thank you. And the arcane rifles.
Yes. Jeffrey! Yeah.
Have you been
2
terrorizing him
rifles.
again? Why does he look so sad? Why is he scared? What did you do?
I don't know. What happened?
You can talk to me, Jeffrey.
One of the bone devils keeps touching my teeth while I sleep. I'll make him stop.
No, make him do it more.
Gotta make him do it. Azalea, these are still evil people.
Yeah,
these are still
figured
evil
that.
people, and that's kind of like an interesting conundrum for you. Whereas they have aligned goals, but a vastly different perception of of the world around them.
Right, the rifles. Jeffrey, rifles.
You watch as he Jeffrey casts this illusory magic on them to make them look like mundane branches. Once you start firing with them, the illusion will drop.
I take it, kind of look at it in its disguised form, and I want to spend a bonus action to create a magic bond with this weapon and make him a packed weapon. As I place a hand on it, I think I look at Jeffrey with like a apologetic nod as the illusion immediately breaks, and go, "Don't worry, no one will find it where I put it." And as I make it a packed weapon, it disappears as it goes into a pocket dimension that I can summon whenever I want.
Cool.
Neat.
I gotta figure out how to
I
do
can only
that.
do it to one.
That's way better.
No, we need to be able to find them, Jeffrey. Go work on something.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
We're getting ideas. This is what I'm talking about, Azalea. This is what I'm talking about. He's gonna break all of the weapons because of what you just did. You don't understand. Fine. It's fine. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. It's your problem, Cascus.
Cascus does dab you up and say, I will miss you.
I will miss you too. Oh wait, hold on. And I immediately, without even asking, just start rummaging through his desk, and I grab something and immediately stuff it in my pocket, and you just hear muffle and then silence.
Oh,
and then I'm like, okay, I'm good to go.
Questions, but okay, let's start moving.
All right.
Okay. You guys set off. You guys have to wait for a little while before the scouts all agree that there's no one anywhere nearby before you guys are back out on the open plain.
So what can you tell me
else?
about
Sorry.
this?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just going to ask, what can you tell me about this route we're going to be taking and this gin we're going to be eating?
Don't fall in the hole. I'll let you know when it comes up. Fair amount of creatures. You seem able-bodied, both of you. It should be fine. I'm assuming you're both good enough fight?
Yes.
Okay.
We can hold our own.
Well, yeah, if you've made it all the way out here, it should be fine. It's fairly treacherous within reason. But I know a route that we should be able to avoid most of it.
Valentine, it occurs to you that it's likely that these two walked all the way here from Rillis, which is so dangerous.
Wait a minute. Okay, no, we should be fine. If you made it all the way from the city to here, that's such a long. That is too far to walk.
Yes, we didn't have much choice.
You came all the okay. That made it works out in my favor, so it's fine.
Both of y'all roll D100s as we traverse.
Oof.
I didn't do as bad as that.
Yeah.
I did, however, get an 82.
Oh no!
And I rolled a 97.
Oh no!
I rolled. I looked down. I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then I saw what Drax rolled. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, praise be. I've had a fun little thing in the pocket for a while.
I have a question. I'm not going to use it because I'm very curious what a 97 is. But can inspiration be used to reroll what D100s or just D20s?
Yeah, it essentially gives you advantage, and it's understood that lower is better. So you could use it if you want. And
I don't want to. I think I'm very curious to know what a 97 is, but for future references.
Okay.
I'm very curious.
Excellent.
So I'm sorry. You're Azalea. I never got his name.
Pierce Ashwalker.
Oh.
What's your name?
And it's Valentine.
Just Valentine.
And I say with a very, very cheeky grin, and then I just continue walking.
Look, Pierce looks at Azalea. Just Valentine?
I'm just Azalea, so I'm not going to judge, but I don't meet many single named people.
He's nobility. He's gotta be.
I think it's kind of obvious, yeah.
Okay.
But I wouldn't give just a scroll of flight right now.
You'll get used to the walking.
I don't want to.
Bop, bop.
I should have asked for a carriage. What am I doing? I hate it here.
Bop, bop. You guys are navigating through a bottleneck. Maybe 80 feet wide pass between two large rocky terrains. And as you guys are walking through, having this discussion about names, one side of the rocks sits up, like picks itself up off a prone position, and a large stony giant picks itself up and goes, I'm gonna eat you. And he's gonna grab this large petrified tree with a lot of broken off branches that are crumbly and jagged, and he hefts it as he steps up to start swinging on this party. Passive perceptions?
Mine's 15.
15. What was yours, Drax?
No, mine's 13.
Mine's 15.
15,
Yeah,
13. Got it. With a 15, you hear the piles on the other side behind you guys. Now that you've turned to look at this thing behind you, you hear those shifting quietly, like subtly, like something's heart rate has picked up, if you will, and is getting ready to join the fight, but hasn't yet. So there's little shiftings of rocks on that side. Let's roll initiative.
Boy. Oh, that was awful.
Not bad. 19.
I'm gonna say that, yeah, a 5.
That +2 to initiative makes me miss Puff so much.
You said 19?
Yeah. So I did say it was gonna be awful, or not awful, but
Yes. I was hoping it wouldn't be so soon.
it could potentially get worse. This could be the, in theory, the worst that comes. I don't know yet.
Yeah, just keep your eyes behind you. There's someone sneaking up on us right now.
Okay. Valentine, you're up first. The stone giant is about 30 feet from you, directly before you, and you know that 40 feet behind you, something else is getting ready to join the fight due to Azalea.
Okay, well, I need a dexterity saving throw from the giant.
$16.
It fails. It will then out. So Valentine's like still mid conversation and just looks and just sees the giant. Just, oh, and then it does one of these and just goes, and I disintegrate. It's 10d6 plus 40
Okay.
damage.
Okay.
All right, so 10d6. So
Purple Dragon, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. 16 months. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, no. Thank you. Appreciate you. Means a lot. We got 3 D&D campaigns, soon to be 4, coming down the line. Weekly.
it takes 92 damage.
Okay.
So a creature targeted by this spell makes a dexterity saving throw on his fail save. Takes 10d6, so it was 52 plus 40, so that's force damage. Or it's 4, so it's 92 force damage. Yeah.
Okay.
And this damage reduced, but I'm assuming it's not reduced to 0. Yeah, it just takes the 92.
Okay. The head and shoulders of this stone giant are vaped, are disintegrated on the spot. Static, dust, gone. And it kind of sits forward and kind of like tries to hold its balance, and so leans forward and you get this shot into this creature, and you've got about 1.5 feet of stone before it's just this viscous neon green glowing oil that pools and dribbles off the side, and where it lands on the floor, the grass blackens and smokes.
Is it still alive?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember. Did I choose twin casting?
You chose twin and subtle, I believe.
Yeah. Can I twin cast that?
It focuses 2 different points that you can see. You can't see the other one yet as it is hidden.
Bonus action. Well, in that case, I will just look back to Azalea and just be like, give him a thumbs up. Just good job, and you get 1d12 of bardic inspiration.
Oh, how does that feel? I guess.
It feels dirty.
Oh no.
It
Okay.
feels like it like the bardic inspiration is almost like this emanating, like I'm encouraging you to do something that in this case would be like, yeah, it makes sense, they're trying to kill us, fight, but I'm like trying to influence you to do something that you potentially shouldn't for some reason, like, yeah,
It's
Okay.
giving touch the red button.
yeah, go
Do
ahead,
it.
kill
It'll be
him.
fine. You got this. No balls.
They don't deserve. They don't. They mean us harm. You should kill them.
Okay. And I can use that on ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws.
So yeah, it gains bardic inspiration. You can. It.
I know some can use it like damage rolls as well, so I don't know.
I don't think.
Not me, because I'm not a Valor anymore. I'm a
Okay.
different tripod bard.
Okay, so just the basic stuff, the checks and saving throws. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Valentine. You got a bonus action in the pocket? Movement speed?
That was my bonus action. Movement. We're kind of pinned. I think I would go behind. In between Azalea and Pierce.
There's
I would
there's one in front of you and behind you, but your left and right are clear. That's the pass that you were moving from.
Okay, then I would, if the left and right are clear, I would move 30 feet to the left.
Okay.
Like-
You move down through the pass, continuing onward, and you can see now down the hill a petrified forest, and the ground itself is also petrified. Just one solid swath of stone. Looks like
Oh,
someone took a
it's-
paintbrush and.
It's this way. like almost like, are you? Did he forget?
All right, the headless stone giant is going to inhale. You watch as that oil shimmers and like whirlpools inward. I need you, Azalea, to make a DC 18 strength saving throw or be pulled 120 feet and be swallowed.
Wait, me
It's a
too.
magic
or-
effect, I assume.
You moved out of the way. This is a magical effect.
Ooh, that's a 14.
Okay. You are dragged into the oil. It is acidy. It is painful. You're gonna take. I need a roller. For speed reasons. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 d6, coming out to 19 acid damage. It is then going to, and you are swallowed, and so you are like spinning in this acid whirlpool within the giant. The tree is going to be lifted and hurled like a javelin at the location where where Valentine used to be, and it's going to stake the ground. And you hear on the other side, "Careful." Azalea, it's your turn.
Okay. What exactly am I looking at? What's my situation right now?
Neon green, bright, swirling acid. You're in the world's worst jacuzzi.
Okay, and I can see out.
Yeah.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to use Blessing of the Raven Queen and teleport out of this.
Okay.
I teleport right behind this giant.
Okay.
And then as an action, as you see, I almost like melt into shadows into this jacuzzi of acid and then reconstitute behind them. And then as a bonus action, as an action, I'm going to cast a Conjure Minor Elemental as the dripping acid coming off of my body. Almost seems to, not all of it, but some of it seems to evaporate into like a mist and then build up into small points around me.
Cool.
As I will use Conjure Minor Elemental and I think make this. Yeah, I'll make it cold as you see these gobulets of acid freeze over. You see these floating, almost will-o-wisps of cold energy floating around Azalea. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. The other one is going to sit up, look for Valentine, and shot put a boulder at you.
Jesus.
Even with my plus 15 to hit, a crit fail is a crit fail. It shoots past you and just carves a trench in the petrified forest. You watch various pieces of that stone floor give way and crumple down into unseen pits. It's gonna get up and trundle towards you. Got kind of this sway sensation. It's almost like wading through the earth, like waist up is exposed. The rest of it seems to be just troughing through the dirt towards you. It's gonna get to you, and its turn. Valentine, your turn begins.
Valentine's just pinches his, like, the brow of his nose, and it's just like, and then just like puts his book down because he's still just like casually got his book in his hand, and like in between stuff is just reading, and it's just like, okay, and just like so inconvenienced. Puts his book down, and he's going to let's see how this goes. You watch as Valentine, his shadow slowly like emerges, like absorbs into him, and then he seems that it's almost like the sun just directly on him is just like dissipating. He gets darker and darker and darker and darker and darker, and then is just a standing silhouette emanating just black aura. And I am jet black as I cast Child of Light and Darkness, and I slowly approach the freaking the giant, and I need in this case, let me see. I need a strength saving throw.
26.
26. He passes. I'm literally just a void standing in front of him, staring up.
Very Thunderbolts.
Yeah, very much.
Very
much like
Thunderbolts.
that. Just
that
total
terrifying
darkness.
visage. Silhouette with eyes.
Yeah, piercing white eyes through this just total darkness. Actually, in this case, oh no, that would be at the end of my turn. So what was that? I'm curious. Hold on. So that would be the spell. Yeah. Trying to see. So. As a bonus action. You still have your what would be the thing, right? You still have the Bardic Inspiration?
Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, I haven't used it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my action. That's my
Okay.
turn.
The headless stone giant is gonna try to find you. He waves his arms about to try to see if you're nearby, and you manage to easily duck under them. Not seeing this, he's going to sumo stomp. You need a dex save. Azalea.
Yeah.
You're doing great. I'm proud of you. You haven't talked yet?
18.
18. Fail. If you are concentrating on anything, you lose it.
Okay, yeah, at least concentration on Conjure Mind Elemental.
Which is going to bring us to your turn.
Yeah, I should just get serious about it then. As the Conjure Mind Elementals, the elementals spinning around Azalea drops, and was splashing back into the acid that coats him. So Azalea will sigh and reach forwards and touch the ground by the giant, right over where the giant shadow is cast.
Ooh.
And almost like forcefully, they grab onto the shadow and start pulling it up off the ground as they cast Shadow Puppet. As a perfect silhouette of the giant appears behind it and will start attacking. If it hits. 22 to hit.
22 hits.
Perfect. It deals 5d8 psychic damage, so 21 psychic damage. And needs to make an intelligence saving throw, DC 18.
12 plus 2, 14 fail.
It fails, so it is incapacitated until the start of my next turn. As you see this shadowy giant slam into the stone giant, giving it the equivalent of a concussion, as close to one you can have in that head, causing it to stumble and stutter for one turn. And I will use my bonus action. What can I do with the bonus action? I will. There's nothing really I want to do as a bonus action, I don't think. No, I'll turn to the other giant. The other creature. It's also a giant out through the boulder. I'll turn to the other giant, and as a bonus action, I'm going to make a telepathic connection with it. I need to make a wisdom saving throw DC 18.
15 plus 5, 20.
it makes it. That connection is made, but nothing more comes of it. But that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Seeing what's happening to its ally, the stone giant is going to turn, have a moment of indecision, and then attempt to grab Valentine and shot put him at Azalea.
What is that?
Well, first I gotta grab
strength?
you. First I gotta, yeah. So it's your athletics or acrobatics versus my athletics.
Okay. It was a 19.
You beat my 8 + 8, 16.
You try to grab me, and it's just your hand just sifts through like you're sifting through smoke.
Yeah, just. He hasn't actually touched you yet.
Oh.
Okay, he's going to incorrectly assume you're an illusion and turn back to Azalea, provoking an attack of opportunity.
Okay. So in this case, I will. What do I want to do? I will need. Actually, I can just do this. I'm gonna use Vicious Mockery because I have the ability to Warcast. I need a Wisdom saving throw.
Very nice. My dice hate me tonight. That's a 1.
Okay, well then he's going to take 3d6, in this case, psychic damage. 2 plus 2 plus 6, so that's 10 psychic damage. No headache.
Alrighty.
Your fight's with me.
Turns back to look at you in abject horror. Can't touch thing. What do? It looks at you and goes, "You're not food,
You just see this like peeking like light smile through the shade.
Food. Okay. It failed its wisdom save, the one that you puppeted, correct? Or did it succeed?
Yeah, so it's incapacitated.
Okay, it's incapacitated.
It
Its
failed.
turn is gonna
Yeah.
go on by. Which brings us to you, Azalea.
Well, no,
If he's incapacitated.
mine was an opportunity attack. I didn't get my turn.
My bad. Valentine, what you doing?
I was like, that was an opportunity attack. So in this case, after having done the Vicious Mockery, surrounded in just total darkness, you just see shadow hands raise up, like he just raises his hands, and then he flicks both hands, and a cloud of daggers is around me.
Ooh, okay. Knives appear in swarm.
Yeah, there is an insane amount of just a crazy amount of daggers surrounding all of me. I don't take piercing damage, so they do nothing to me.
Ah, sneaky.
In the Child of Light and Dark, anything attacking me has disadvantage on all attack rolls. I cannot take bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage from non-magical attacks. Oh, this is magical, isn't it? Technically, yes. So
yeah.
I will spawn them around the giant
Okay.
as he tries to walk.
Okay. Good catch.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, wait. This I can't, yes. So yeah, they'll swarm around him.
Okay.
That's going to be. That's going to be 14d4 damage.
Do I make a roll?
No, it's just straight up attack.
All right, roll the damage.
I'm not going to roll 14d4, so I'm just gonna.
You want me to roll it for you?
I'm just gonna throw it in D&D
Okay.
Beyond. He will take 38 damage from the spinning and slashing.
Okay.
Yeah, if a creature also takes this damage if it enters the cube or ends its turn there. So I put it like kind of like he's in it, but it's between me and him.
Okay.
Kind of vibe.
Yeah.
To where, like, I'm just right on the outskirts, just surround him in daggers.
Yeah, hell yeah. The headless giant begins its turn, is incapacitated. Can I roll out of it on my turn?
It's until the start of my next turn.
Okay. Then your turn begins as he snaps to.
I'll reach a hand out as a bonus action, and you kind of see the ground tremble and crack for a moment and split open, and you see the arcane rifle that made my packed weapon erupt out of the ground as Owen gives me my weapon. As I prepare myself, but as an action, I'm going to trigger my shadow puppet again, and it's going to strike the giant again. That's a nat 20.
Let's go.
It didn't automatically double the damage. Hold on, let's do this. That's 46 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And it needs to make an intelligence saving throw once again. DC 18.
46. And an intelligence saving throw. Of 8.
It is incapacitated until the start of my next turn once again.
Yeah, so it's sitting there trying to register the time it just lost, and then back of the head, or no, the back of it is shot once again, donutting, just shearing a hole through this stone giant. Violent green ichor and oil boiling out of both sides. Bonus act? Not your bonus act. Any movement speed?
I'm staying right by this giant and keeping an eye on it.
All right.
It seems like Valentine is the other one sorted.
Could I have twin spelled?
No, Cloud of Daggers. No, it's got to be.
concentration.
No, it's not that. It's that you can double concentration with Twin Spell. But Twin Spell only works on target spells.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Basically,
That's
attack
an
rolls,
area of
basically.
okay.
Yeah.
Which
I don't
makes me
think you actually can
Disintegrate would've-
concentrate. I don't think you can actually concentrate. I don't think you can concentrate on two concentration spells. at
You're
once,
doing
unless-
one
yeah.
spell with 2 targets with Twin Cast.
Look into that later.
Yeah, we'll look into that later.
All right, well, okay. The one in the Cloud of Daggers begins his turn. I assume he needs a save or he takes some kind of damage.
No. Cloud of Daggers, if he's ends his turn, actually, there's no save for Cloud of Daggers. It's just straight up damage. A creature, if it enters or ends its turn within the Cloud of Daggers, it will take damage.
He's going to the stone giant is going to try to just barrel its way out of the Cloud of Daggers before turning back and looking at you again, Valentine, and grabbing another rock and hurling it at you in fear.
We were having fun.
does a...
Are you doing it at disadvantage?
Oh, good shout. Damn it. I imagine an 8. Wait, no, hang on. That's a plus 15. 17 to hit.
Does hit.
Nice. Get rocked. $3d12 plus 8.
What kind of damage is it?
You don't take 25 bludgeoning damage.
It just phases through me. It's the lovely rock you got there.
He's gonna turn, start hoofing it down, start running away, keeping wide of you and your cloud of stabs, and
Just come back.
and he's gonna start hoofing it into the petrified forest, looking over his shoulder, stumbling, getting back up and running.
We were having fun.
He hops out of the dirt when he gets to the stone, and starts making his way through that forest. You can still see him. He doesn't get too far away, but his burrow speed is actually giving him a certain amount of additional mobility as he's magically shifting through all this stone. You can still see him though. He is now 60 feet away from you.
Okay. Oh wait, no.
Which I believe begins your turn.
Wait. No, I thought it was Azalea's.
Nope, I don't believe so.
I'm
The
confused.
one who just went was the one that was not stunned. So Azalea just went.
Oh,
correct?
okay. You muted.
Sorry. Yeah, I think I have already gone.
Yeah, okay.
So I re-incapacitated the giant.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
okay,
shot him.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there we
Valentine,
go.
you are up.
That's what threw me off. The whole conversation about twin casting, because that's still foreign to me. Okay, well, sir, I can still see you, and I gesture with my shadow hand, and he is surrounded again by a cloud of daggers.
No.
All right, let me roll that damage again. It's 14d4. You good over there, Azalea?
Yeah, I'm fine.
He takes 45 damage.
Okay.
No matter where you go, I will find you. Not you, Azalea. You're doing wonderful. I love what you're doing over there. It's fantastic.
It's a staggering output of damage.
That's the best part. Is it less? That thing, as long as I have concentration, lasts a minute, and I can just keep moving it. Plus, I have spell snipers, so I can just keep moving it. I'm not even gonna bother chasing you. Just.
All right. Moving speed.
I'll just slowly, very methodically follow the one that's running.
Okay. The headless stone giant is incapacitated, which brings us to Azalea.
Yeah, I see the other giant running, and I'm seeing how helpful my shadow puppet strike has been. So I just use it again.
Okay,
Again,
yeah.
I command this giant shadow beast, shadow giant, to strike against this giant again. Because as long as I have concentration, I just keep doing this. There's a 29 to hit.
That hits.
To deal 26 points of psychic damage, and I need to make another intelligence saving throw.
Come on, baby, roll high. That's another 2 for a 4.
It is incapacitated until the
Good
start.
God, it's terrifying. So glad I put 2 of these in here. Okay.
Nothing as Actually, you know what? Sure. I will flick, kind of use my thumb to flick up the sword at my side and activates my animated swords. I'm just gonna go and strike this giant, this incapacitated giant as well. Because incapacitated has advantage.
Valentine, you watch this floating, ornate, like big sword manifest and then go for the cleave.
Probably looked at the thing and then forgot what number I wrote. That's a 28 to hit.
28
Nice.
hits.
And dealing not much. 7 points of I make the psychic damage as well.
Alrighty. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. The giant, currently dying by 1,000 cuts, is going to
1,000 little
dash.
stone chips.
He's going to dash 120 feet away. Using its full turn to get away from you as you begin your turn, Valentine.
How far am I from him? Because I
You
moved up to 30
were
feet.
60 feet away, now 120. That's going to be 180 feet away.
180 feet. I see. Valentine sees him running. Oh, we're gonna chase. And like a literal, like, feral animal seeing its prey run away, I will use my action to dash.
Okay.
Just a shadow, just
Yeah,
and I move 60 feet to him and use, because Cloud of Daggers has 60 feet of range plus the 30
Spell
from,
sniper.
and I,
Well, it's not 30, it's just doubled.
oh, well then it's 120 feet. So you literally watch me, actually I don't even have to dash. You see me just continuously, just methodically walking, because it's
Just
100 and
churning this cloud of knives after the giant, who is screeching, terrified.
yeah, it's just, you can't run.
All right, you move the spell
yeah,
over. Roll your damage.
Another 14d4.
And are you floating or running?
I'm not. I'm like methodically walking. I think after I see him run, that's when I dash and I'm sprint. Like I'm a shadow, just a shadow, like sprinting towards him, and then like leap and then flick my hand, and the daggers are back, and that's another 39 damage to him.
Okay. You've gotten a bit caught up in your fight. You come down from your leap and need to make a dex save at advantage, as where you land, the stone crumbles away underneath your feet.
You said Dex? That is a 22.
Okay. You manage to skip off a falling bit, wedging it against the side, and grab a hold of the side of one of the trees as the ground crumbles away.
Just shouting back, "I'll be back. I need to chase my quarry."
Don't fight if it's running.
But it needs to die. It attacked
We're not looking
us.
for a fight. We're looking to get through it. Oh, God.
We're supposed to go this way anyway. It's
You're
a
like, don't
win-win."
fight if it's running. Stun lock, stun lock, stun lock, stun lock, stun lock.
We're supposed to go this way anyway. He's leading us to. It's a win-win in my book.
Okay. That is going to bring us to the headless giant who spends his turn incapacitated. Bringing us to Azalea.
Yeah. I just do it again. I just keep if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah. Should have been
Nurse
smarter.
saves the best.
Should have been more competent. Should have
28
drank your
to
milk
hit.
growing up.
28 to hit. Dealing
That hits.
Should have 8 more.
25
weeks.
points of psychic damage,
25.
and again, needs to make an intelligence saving. Sorry.
You know, above table. I'm glad that we rolled really high for this because we are just decimating.
I rolled terribly for this. I rolled a 5.
I know.
So
but
like
this is
I just
fantastic.
8 plus 2 for a 10.
yeah no it fails. And is once again incapacitated.
D&D go. We bullied some rock giants.
They were gonna eat you.
And then I'm only putting this one because even after his had his head blown up, it still came after us. At least I don't have a sense to run away. I'm gonna use a bonus action to again command the awakened sword,
Okay.
Rowan's edge, and again it's advantage because it's incapacitated. For nat 20.
No bonus action
let's-
needed. It's a bonus action to summon.
Oh, cool. Okay then. Well, still
Yeah.
nat 20 to
Let's
attack.
go.
Sword crit.
And so
that Wowan edge crit, man.
it is 7 plus 4, 11 points of psychic damage. And then since it's not a bonus action, what will I do as a bonus action? Do we have anything that I can do? Oh, it's the giant is running away, right?
The
Yeah.
other one.
The other one. I made a telepathic bond with it, so I can speak to it and it's mine.
Okay.
What do I want to say? I'm just gonna tell it, if you don't stop, it's gonna be much more painful as it runs away. It's all it hears in its head.
Roll intimidation.
Okay.
At disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. 17.
17. Okay. Is that your turn?
That'll be the end of my turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Giant's running. Looks back at the daggers. Looks back at the crazy shadow. And it's just gonna curl up in the fetal position and hide. It's not hiding. It's just cowering. Okay. Valentine.
How far is it from me?
It would have gotten an additional 60 feet away from you.
Oh, but then I just hang from the tree, just in shadow form, one hand hanging off a branch, just looking absolutely unhinged, just like head cocked, and then it's just like point, and then I go, like I'm flicking the cloud towards me.
Okay. Roll your damage.
I told you. Oh wait, that's 1. 13 more, so 2 plus.
Drax is like, oh.
Plus
Or sorry, Azalea might be like, oh.
30 damage.
30 damage. Death by 1,000 cuts. Whimpering, screaming.
Like he gets into the fetal position, and then he's like, I'm safe, and then all of a sudden the cloud just up, and then
Neon
just-
mist. Neon green mist.
all of the cloud turned towards him, and then just stab in like a pincushion. And then I just I'm hanging from the tree, and I think that at that point I'm just like, oh, okay. I'm bored. And then I just start walking back. I just start walking back to Azalea.
Okay.
That's... Don't really have anything else. I just pick up my book and I just start reading and I walk back to him.
All right. The turn passes and you realize, Azalea, that the thing you have hit has died. As your turn begin and the stun wears off, it doesn't move or get up or even bleed anymore.
I think you got him.
The shadowy giant dissolves, returning to the two-dimensional shadow on the ground of this now deceased giant. And Azalea kind of sighs and will rub a hand over the back of their neck. And I think we'll use lay on hands on themselves.
Okay.
They didn't take too much damage, but it's going to be more things like this that really helps. And they're going to top themselves up with 12 points of healing to get me back up to max.
Amazing. We have not grabbed second break yet, have we?
No.
All right, let's do so now.
8? Yeah.
Let's do so now. We'll be right back, chat. Fret not. Bop and bop. All right. We return!
I think Valentine just walks up and then kind of like that scene when Thanos steps out of the cloud where he spawns.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but me stepping out of Valentine stepping out of a shadow. It's just and just miraculously back. Just good work.
Are we to expect anything else like this? As Azalea dissipates the arcane rifle again.
Maybe. I don't know.
The nature of the land is much like the dungeon of the Mad Mage, where the Mad Mage will constantly force things to migrate to new areas or introduce new terrors entirely on a whim. So, likely, you will come across difficulties and creatures, but it's near impossible to fully predict what.
And it changes every time.
Right.
Well, I mean, this was, it was, I mean, I don't know about you, but it was
Pure stretches, yeah, that was easy.
It wasn't that hard. Did you
Yes, I'm not worried about it being hard.
I would say, we'll get there eventually.
Okay.
There might be a wake of bodies, behind us, but yeah, as long as we get there.
Once we get there, just lead the way.
Sifting through this petrified forest is trickier than you think it will be, as the ground likes to give way to a maze of rotted stone. But with Valentine's careful direction, the party is able to navigate through the safest routes.
That hole, watch that hole.
Thank you.
You begin to hear something new, something Valentine you don't know anything about. Azalea, you haven't heard of this either. You start hearing someone playing on glasses. You know what I'm talking about? Where you can wet your finger and move it along the edge of various glasses that have a full scale before you. You start hearing.
Is it a glass harmonica where it's the one that's sideways?
Nothing as in depth as that. Instead, you find this old wizened individual, long beard curling around their feet, on the floor, eyes kind of closed, swaying back and forth while playing on this music. These crystal glasses have no stem. They're just the bowl part of those glasses, and they float. As he stands there and continues playing the music.
I should really get him to play at some of the events.
Should we be worried about him?
Maybe. I mean, worried's a strong word. I don't remember him. Best... actually... I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to talk to him? Are you curious?
No. The straight face, immediate answer. No.
Do I know the song he's playing?
Make a history check.
That is a 21.
Okay.
I got a 19 plus 2.
It's an old folk song that is sad and very, very mellow. But likely because of that, this is likely some kind of crazed merchant, traveling merchant, likely able to protect themselves fairly well. But there would be all sorts of strange custom that you would have to learn on the spot to interact with this traveling merchant.
Can I attempt to match his tune with my flute?
Yeah, make a performance check. You pull out your flute, start playing along.
That is a 27.
A 27. He perks up. Continues to play. Welcome, weary walkers. Come closer. I have wares if you have coin or something of value. There's always something needed on the road that you have forgotten.
I'll continue to play and approach. And then, like, as I get, like, within like, reasonable distance, I, like, trail off the flute. And then just like, yes, what do you have?
He finishes his song, and he watches his long sleeves kind of snatch up the glasses before he opens his coat and pulls from it Mary Poppins style this bag that he starts untying and opening up. Go ahead and roll 2 D100s, one each of you.
Zalia, he has trinkets. Come look.
Little groans as he follows. Or a 36.
15. I rolled a 59.
56 and a 59. Okay.
No, 36.
36 and a
for me.
59.
Yeah.
An acorn. And then an old shoe.
Okay. First, he pulls out some magic boots. These are a rogue's best friend. They are known to change with you as you grow more powerful. They are known as the trickster's boots. While you use them, your steps make no sound, regardless of the surface you're moving across. As you become more proficient, you may cast magic upon yourself to disguise oneself. Cannot be targeted by divination magic. Some say it's powerful enough to keep you safe from the specter.
It's chuckle and then I just and I just gesture to Azalea.
Azalea just looks deadpan at this. This is not the first thing they've heard a merchant say this about an item.
You'll find yourself better at picking locks or disabling traps over time. And at times you'll even be able to use magic to detect if they're there at all. He kind of looks at the party. I imagine... He assesses your power level. I imagine that you would also be able to have access to the Dimension Door spell that it has baked into it. It can only do once a day, mind you. And at even greater levels of power, you can become invisible. Quite handy.
What else do you
I'd love
have?
to- Yeah, what else? I'm just not interested in that. The Sovereign couldn't see me even if they wanted to.
He pulls out 2 torches. Both of them have a mouth.
I love these.
These heavy iron and wood torches are typically found in pairs or sets of 4. While holding this torch, you can use an action key to speak a command word and cause it to produce a magical heatless flame that sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet. You can use a bonus action to repeat the command word to extinguish the light. If more than one talking torch remains lit and touching for 1 minute, they magically become bound to each other. A torch remains bound until the torch is destroyed, or it is bound to another talking torch or set. You can communicate telepathically with any creature holding or carrying one of the torches bound to your torch as long as both torches are lit and within 5 miles of each other.
I don't really need these. I am my own light.
Perhaps
Don't you, Azalea?
Perhaps you are laden with wares that you don't need, and I would be able to trade you with gems, perhaps.
You might have. Because those torches do sound interesting. I will reach into my bag of holding and pull out the Warhammer of Warning that we have. Put that out and set it down. You have no real use for this.
I look at it and go, wait a minute. Wouldn't I know whose that is? Because wasn't that...
Wait.
Wasn't that...
Who was it again? I can't remember whose it was.
It was the Rizzlers. Rizzlin.
Oh,
it was
Scamper.
You would recognize a much loved, rarely tossed aside weapon of the secret police of the Sovereign.
Yeah. Where did you get that? And I just give like a very wicked grin, just...
You get a polar opposite, very apathetic, deadpan look. You ran into one of the officers that worked for the Spectre. Took what we could. That was useful after we dealt with him.
Colored me impressed. Not that is not something that you easily obtain.
No. My 2 friends had gotten themselves into quite a bit of trouble.
Pierce hangs his head.
When luckily I was close by.
And what happened to its owner? I would
We
assume.
killed him.
Okay.
But would this be enough for the torches as I set this hammer down?
Looks at it. Quite a useful thing to have on the road. Yes, I will
Especially
happily
what we
trade
wanted
you
to.
these torches.
Thank you.
And gives you 3 of them. Let's say 4 of them. If you like light, perhaps I can interest you in this. And pulls out this lantern. This brass lantern is fitted with round panels of crown glass and burns for 6 hours on 1 pint of oil, shedding bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. During a short rest, you can choose up to 3 creatures to be magically linked by the lantern. When the lantern is lit, its light can be perceived only by you and those you chose to link with. To anyone else, the lantern appears dark and provides no illumination.
I definitely appreciate it, but I'll be honest, it wasn't the lights that interested me about these torches. It's a very good use of communication here.
How much for the
Useful.
lantern?
Could you part with maybe 50 gold, my lord?
Oh, yeah, that's completely. I just toss him 50 gold.
You are most kind. Hands you the lantern. It's the lantern of selective illumination.
Takes the lantern and then just put it in my bag or hang it on my sack, and I'm just like, are we done shopping? Did you want anything else?
Could you remember what that first thing they showed us was again?
Boots.
The
Boots that had a whole lot of stealth abilities, a lot of rogue features.
Yeah.
The lantern of what?
Lantern of selective illumination.
Okay.
What are the torches called?
Talking torches.
Look at some D&D Beyond.
These are all in the Vault of Magic.
Oh. Is that that's not Cobalt Press, is it?
It is Cobalt Press.
Oh, it is.
It's the pocket
it's not
edition.
Yeah. It's not on D&D Beyond yet.
Heck.
We'll see. Maybe eventually. Those boots could be. I don't know if they'd be interested. I'm fully just thinking about Andy right now. If this is what Pierce would want.
He's got some rogue in him, right? He's a rogue. Oh God, what's it called? A blood sorcerer?
Hunter?
Blood hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hella useful.
Do I have that I can give?
Thing is, they're gonna be pricey.
Can I tell, if it's meta, that's fine. You don't have to tell me. But can I tell what rarity it is?
Make an Arcana check. You apprise the boots. Give it a good.
I rolled a 0.
You rolled
1
a
minus
0?
1. Yeah.
Oh man, these are boots. These are nice boots. They. I mean, I'll show you a picture.
Would I
Black
be able
leather.
to? Would I be able to? Can I roll like a perception check to see if what would be like Azalea or Pierce or like, oh, I want that.
I mean, I don't speak for Andy, but these are some of the roguiest boots I've ever seen. I think anyone would be happy to have them, to be honest.
I think at that point, Valentine's just like looks at both of those, just like, everybody's got to get something. How much are the boots?
Well, these would be pretty expensive, my lords. For a fair price, I would say about 350 gold.
Just rolls his eyes. Just how much wealth would you say I have?
Are you asking Azalea to guess, or are you asking me to fabricate?
Kind of both.
Okay. I think a lot of your assets are in your name, but easily I would carry a couple hundred gold on me if I was a 15th level bard in all that.
I think at this point, he just sighs and is just like, okay. I hate doing this. I apologize. And I look over, like Valentine looks over to Azalea, and I look at. I'm sorry. What is your name? And I gesture to the old man.
I'm Onan, if it please you.
Onan. Hi, Onan.
Hello.
He's
So-
kind of getting a concerned look on his face. Oh, we didn't catch that.
I was like, Valentine's just like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Yeah. I'm gonna give you 150 gold for them. And in exchange, I will put in a good word with you. Or a good word with... So... As you are, I'm sure you're aware, you're in my country. So I'm going to do you the favor of giving you 150 gold. And I will purchase said boots from you. And then Valentine's just like... And in doing so, I will extend a... It's just very begrudging. I will extend an order of protection from the Werst family to make sure no one harms you in here.
The Werst family. Tyrant Lord Werst of Rillis. My lord, I'm so sorry. Please have these boots. I insist that you take them. I had no idea. Please.
I appreciate the effort.
Stop.
I'll just... Here you go. And I'm going to pull out a spell guard shield from the bag of holding and set that down. I'll trade you this for that.
Force him to take the 150 and I place it in his hands.
And now he's got the shield, and he's just like,
And then I just look at his alien. I hate using my father's name.
Well, you've been incredibly kind. Sorry, not kind. Efficient. Yes. Okay.
he's gonna pull a donkey out from his pockets, hop on the donkey, and quickly begin to take off.
Valentine just rides in his skin. Anyway,
So you're related to the tyrant.
one of them, kind of, but the other one's kind of more like my stepdad. To answer your question, yes. But did Cascas not tell you then?
They just sighs. Just growing more and more tired. every bit more he learns. What am I getting myself into?
So, air out this. Clearly, this is not something. Cascas. Love him. Yes. The Tyrant Ward is my dad, my father. He's awful. Absolute worst. So is
Yes.
100% of 99%, not including Cascas. His brother is a treat, though. I love his brother. His brother does crazy stuff with people's minds. You should see it. If we ever go back to the Hound's Reach, you gotta let him. Not on you, but like on someone.
His name was Solus.
Oh, Solus.
Solus
Um,
Krite.
Yeah, Solus is just absolute gem. But yeah, so nobody knows that I'm working with Cascas. Maybe why he didn't tell you. But the boots looked rather handy, so I kind of had to cash in a chip.
Yeah.
And I don't usually bring up my family because, as you see the reaction,
Azalea, you're sitting
every
there.
time.
You see the reaction, but you also know the numerous atrocities that the aristocracy of Whistling have inflicted upon people.
It's that every time, every single time. I can't go anywhere. It's awful.
Zelos nods. I think he's not even hiding that he's trying to keep his cool. He just nods quietly. Okay. Are you being looked for currently?
They couldn't look for me even if they tried.
And why is that?
Valentine kind of takes the center pendant. Not even the sovereign can find me. Beautiful, beautiful. It also just makes it substantial. So this is weird. I don't like talking about my family. Long story short, I was tired of constantly having people pry eyes on me, so I went and found ways to keep said prying eyes off me. Also, it's just a security thing. There's a bunch of people, the nobility is constantly trying to stab people. Not that anybody would inherently try to kill me, because your father would quickly find out. One of the good uses is I'm usually pretty safe. I'm pretty safeguarded. But also, if I didn't have this, they would definitely find Cassicus.
Okay. This is a question for you, Feff.
Yes.
I said this as a law, but it might not be true. Are there items that can? I don't think Azalea doubts that this could hide them from the tyrants. I think the tyrants even have limited power. Magic items can be used to hide from them. Is there precedent for items that could hide people from the Spectre?
Very, very rare. But
so exists, but just
the
rare.
fountains exist, and those have a blinding effect, it's believed, on the sovereign. And so the concept is possible. Just to have one and be able to move around would be foreign to you.
Yeah, okay. And you're certain about this? You weren't just conned by the merchant you got that from?
As far as no, I didn't. I'm a merchant. This was given to me by my father. Why would I buy? What merchant would have this? As far as I know, my father gave this to me and made sure that nobody could find me. Also, Son is putting it in delicate terms. Bastard is more appropriate.
I see. Okay.
You know how the nobility likes to use, people as pawns and moving pieces. Couldn't be a thorn in my father's side.
So you ran away, or were you?
Oh no, I
exiled?
left. I just left. Technically, nobody knows that I'm working with Cassicus.
Okay.
Hence why I said me doing things like that probably should refrain. However, if the boots can do anything half of what that Onan said, seem very useful.
Yeah, no, I think Pierce can make some use of it. I just hope that man could sell that shield to at least pay for the food they most definitely are low on right now.
I'm more concerned about him winding up in town with those. Selling that is a death sentence. I assumed that you knew that, giving that to him.
I would hope that anyone who's selling wares in the middle of a petrified forest would expect to be sold things that aren't legal.
Fair.
It's fair enough. It's a fair assumption. It's a fair
Yes,
assumption.
and
You don't get a beard that long without surviving
I'm
long
like,
enough
if
to
he
grow
goes
it.
anywhere in town with that, he's dead immediately. Like how you just happen to have a police officer's thing.
Onan did have a few little pockets of Mary Poppins-esque
Okay. Well,
things away. Pulled a donkey out of his coat. So there's a certain amount of
theory,
clever wit to him.
we should be fine, provided he doesn't tell anybody I'm here.
That
Well, I mean, I guess-
is a taller order.
I don't. It'll be fine.
Azalea lets out another sigh at that.
People do keep saying that to Azalea. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. Worked out so far. But I think we're good to keep moving. Definitely don't want to stay
Yes.
around here.
Okay.
Yeah, lead the way.
Anyone else die? Not yet. Which reminds me, have your third character concept in the pocket, Mike. Just so it said.
Never.
My
Just
God.
so it said. Poor
does he
Shane.
keep
We were about
dying?
to start the campaign, and I was like, "You got your second characters drawn up?" And Shane was like, "What?" And then the next time I talked to him, he was like, "Yes," and had this whole concept. I was like, "Oh." Okay. Moving forward. As you guys are traveling, you start to sense that you're being watched, and these blue, purple, singular eyes start popping up, glowing in the distance, kind of looking at you from behind trees and the like. Both of you can make a history check or a perception check to get more information.
Deep perception. 17 on perception.
17 on perception. Okay.
7.
7. Azalea, these are Nothics. Nothics are nasty. Bipedal creatures. They kind of look like Gollum with fangs and one massive eyeball in the center. And what'd you get on that roll?
Me?
No.
Oh.
Drax, what'd you get on that
I was
roll?
muted, sorry. 17.
Okay. You're good. You know about Nothics. One thing that they're famous for, and you would especially know this, is they don't, they're insanely greedy, and they're collectors, but they're specifically collectors of secrets. They like to pry secrets from people's mind to throw them off when they attack them. And you've got quite a few secrets in the pocket that would not do well to be thrown to these vile creatures.
I will turn to I'll turn to Valentine and very quietly whisper, a thing you're going to notice if you continue journeying with me is that it's sometimes very dangerous to speak out loud. So, do you mind? And I'll tap the side of my temple.
Oh. Sure.
And telepathically, in your mind, you hear Azalea's voice. We're being followed by Nothics. Do you have ways to shield your mind in any way? They essentially feast on secrets.
Colloquially known as the prying eyes of the sovereign. Never seen this many. Never heard of this many being around. There's a good chunk of them. What's everyone's passive perception?
13.
50.
Okay.
Don't have anything that would inherently shield my mind. It's not exactly something I'm...
Putting a picture in the Discord.
In that case, try to bury anything you don't want known as deep as you can.
Sorry, Audric, I didn't give you this picture. But if everyone goes to the Bayonet channel, heads up, it's disturbing to look at. In the Discord, if anyone has been in there before, make sure you hit the agree on the rules and whatnot.
Would I have seen these?
You've heard of them.
Oh, okay.
Aren't they fun?
They're adorable. So
Terrifying creatures.
such a big bulbous eye.
Not an incredibly high challenge rating on these boyos, but there's a good chunk of them. You're not sure how many, as they keep kind of sifting around and waiting to peek back out individually.
As we're moving, I'd like to ready an action for if they fight us.
You hold your action.
I'm of summoning my
Your gun.
the arcane rifle.
Okay.
Yeah.
The you go to put your hand on the sword, the floating sword that you keep with you, just to do a check on all of your gear and ready up for a fight. You touch it, and you realize that your strength with Woe and Oed has grown, and from this sword you are able to smite now, this floating dancing sword.
I kind of place my hand on the hilt of the sword, and in Abyssal, I just whisper a thanks to Woe and Oed. Thank you.
Wind picks up. An uncommon occurrence. Moving forward, Valentine, you're close to the entrance of the specific building you're looking for. You're coming closer to a small village that has been destroyed and petrified. And as you guys kind of get to that quote-unquote city line where the petrified trees give way to petrified structure, you see that the Nothics don't go near the village, and they kind of stay skirting sideways and around the area, but don't enter.
Those were different. Those weren't here last time.
They were.
This route, every time we go, we kind of just... Every time I've tried to go this way, it's always something different, so... Stay on your toes, because I'm assuming, because I didn't see them last time, they don't seem to want to enter this place. Expect some level of danger.
You hear one of them squeak in startlement and fall through the floor, the shale stone, and is dragged down some hole, kicking and screaming. Not dragged, but falls down some hole, kicking and screaming.
Also watch your footing.
Yeah. Right.
In the center of town is a massive hole in the ground, maybe the size of a Walmart. We don't have Walmart in England.
You're good. I've been to the US. I've been to a Walmart.
Okay, so you know the scale I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's the second hole the other two fell in.
The wind starts giving this god-awful, bright, loud whistle note as it interacts with this hole in the ground, kind of drowning everything in this droning note. But Valentine, stepping cautiously and watching your back, you step into one of the buildings, and you lift up a floor plating and slide it to the side to show this spiral staircase hewn from the petrified stone.
Ta-da.
This is the farthest you've gone, Valentine.
I don't know what's down here, but my sources tell me the djinn's down there.
Better than nothing. I've gone into more dangerous places with even less to go on.
Then we descend.
That's exciting.
It's tight and at an over short angle, so you feel like you have to lean back to fit in this spiral staircase even as you go, and so it's tiring. Your entire core is activated as you go into the depths of this land. It gives way to a natural tunnel cavern. You have to kind of slide down 10 feet of rounded cliff to empty yourself into it, and it looks like countless amounts of tunnels intersecting back and forth that have long since caved in, giving this additional like weave to each route and just maze feeling. By your best estimate, you're about 200 feet underground. You hear echoing from multiple distances. Your blood is not welcomed here. Your flesh is rejected. Your mind will be spent. Turn back now.
I'll look to Valentine.
You hear that?
Yes.
Means we're on the right track.
You say so?
Ominous whispers always lead where we need to go. Is it just like disembodied whispers like echoing through the cave?
With a perception check or a survival check, you may determine which way to go.
Roll as well.
We're in a dungeon, boyos.
That is a 19.
Did not roll great. I rolled an 11.
Okay. Valentine. Of the 17 directions before you, you think you're pretty sure you know where the voice came from and set off in that direction. The party begins squeezing through crevices and having to climb over large boulders in big open caverns and wade through chest-deep water. And eventually you start seeing this kind of iridescent fungi growing more and more present until you are walking through this rocky, stony field up to your shins of these kind of ferns, these kind of big-leafed plants that kind of sway as you touch them. They like coil in, like they roll up to the floor, and so you're leaving behind this brief wake of reaction of the things rolling away and then slowly unrolling. Did I have everyone roll D100s?
No.
Do it.
Not again. You did one last time.
Pretty please.
Not great, but not as bad as last time. A 75.
We traded. Wait, no, that's a 68. I thought it was an 88. I got super concerned.
Who rolled worse? Azalea?
Yeah, 75.
Azalea, make a dex save.
Is this a spell or magical effect?
No. It's a bear trap.
It's a nat 20 for 21.
You, nicely done. With your nat 20, you managed to, even though you stepped in the bear trap, quickly pull your leg out as the bear trap clamps together, and then quickly dragged away by a chain into one of the side passages.
That was fantastic. Could you do that again?
I'd rather not. Who goes
fair.
there?
No response.
I'm just here to talk. I know there's someone here that has some information that would be useful to us.
You hear a creak, and then as the bear trap is reopened and slid out into view. Kind of blatant. You know exactly where it is. The chain making loud clanging noises as it scrapes against stone and plant.
I think at this point I move past Valentine and we'll start walking towards the chain.
Okay.
I think I'll follow the chain this time.
Following the chain, you look around the corner, and a skeleton stands there holding onto the chain line, its jaw missing, as if waiting. And you can see that there's a bunch of other chains that he's got attached to other traps throughout a network of areas. And even as you stand here, you hear and it reaches over and grabs that chain and quickly pulls it in to dragging in the Nothic that fell earlier, and it sets upon it with an old rusty knife and starts killing it.
Everything okay over there?
Looking at the way it acts, does it look sentient, or does it look like it's acting on like
It looks
automated
like
orders?
Yeah, it looks like it's acting upon automated orders.
Yeah, I'm fine. I think I just found one of the many traps that are going to be here. I don't think they'll be very useful. And I'll walk back to Valentine.
All right. Believe it's this.
Yeah, continuing down, you actually get to a T in the road.
Shit.
You're not sure right or left.
You could flip a coin.
No, I'm gonna reach on my hand, twist, and you hear the cracking of porcelain, and I pull my hand off as I cast Creeping Touch, as my hand turns into a spider, and I have it crawl down one of the T
Right or
junction.
left?
I'll say right.
Have you ever thought about entertaining at parties? Because that is one hell of a trick.
I'm not much of a party goer.
Pierce watches over you as you put your vision in the hand. And
I'll look around.
you scuttle along, moving through, and you find a couple more traps. Similar scenarios because of this flora. Because of the flora. Various skeletons have levers and rudimentary pulley systems, and it's all kind of over the top, to be honest. But you keep finding these traps. At one point it's to drop rocks from on high. Another is to open up a pitfall, until it comes to a dead end. But you do see about 3 skeletons guarding a chest.
Okay. Does the chest have a keyhole in it?
Yes.
I'd like to have my spider crawl into the keyhole of the chest.
Roll for stealth.
Okay. I think I
Sneaky
actually have
little
spider
spider.
stats here. Yes, I do. I have anything? That's a nat 20 for a 24.
Jesus.
Good night. Okay. It's full of petrified heads.
Hey. Not super useful to me. Do I recognize? I doubt it, but do I recognize any faces, any markings, anything that would be of use to me?
Roll investigation or history to determine the origin. And find some
I'll roll
answers.
history. So 13.
13. Long time ago, there was a town here. They did something, or maybe nothing, to catch the sovereign's ire, who blanketed the land in petrification. These are likely old residents collected and put into storage for safekeeping.
Can I gauge why?
You can come to your own
I guess-
conclusions.
I keep keeping some interesting way to put it. Okay. Seeing it reach a dead end and there's nothing else in this chest that's of use or import, I'll have my spider crawl back out and return.
Okay. Yeah, Valentine, you watch the hand from the ceiling return and then go up and return to Azalea.
So you kind of crawl up my leg, up my shoulder, and then kind of sit on the kind of cracked stump, and then slowly but surely the spider shifts back into Azalea's hand.
It would terrorize so many people with it.
You give me the worst recommendations. It's a dead end down that way, so hopefully this way is the right way.
Are you?
Okay.
Valentine says with a very, very wicked grin, just
I'll go down the left route.
I think that's where we'll need to pick up with the rest of the gang, because this is the first voyages into a dungeon crawl.
oh.
Ending roughly 5 minutes early, but it's not so bad.
5 minutes early. We have 20.
Yeah, I try to leave 15 for outroing.
Okay.
Chat, thank you so much for being here. I love you. Hope you're well. My snack of the stream today has been this water bottle. And I'm Feffers, the humble dungeon master of the Longshot table. And this has been all sorts of fun. I'm loving Valentine's vibe, and I'm loving the new nuance of the dynamic. You know, there's it's so good. I'm very excited. It's I also can't wait to see how Andy plays Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to support me directly, you can go to the Patreon. Some solid rewards over there if you're looking to get into D&D. Do follow the YouTube so you can get caught up on the 3 soon to be 4 weekly streamed campaigns. We got some summer series coming up as well, where other DMs will be taking a crack at some like 2-month stories while I get to rest and cook.
You deserve it.
I do.
Yeah.
Though I will say every time we break for the summer where I'm not DMing, after about 2 weeks, I'm crawling at the wall, clambering up the walls like, let me get back in it, I miss it. So whatever, but it's needed. It's definitely needed. Yeah, hit up the Discord if you'd like to join our community. We're as chaotic as we are wholesome. And we got bingo. If anyone's gotten bingo, let me know. And I think that's it for me. Let me throw it over to Drakoniques while I gear up this raid.
Hi, I'm Drak or Drakoniques, and I've been Azalea today. You can find me on all social at Drakoniques, Drakoniques. I do teach RPG stuff. I perform in actual plays. I produce actual plays. I also write teach RPGs. Anything to teach RPG related, I'm doing or will be doing in the near future. But the thing I'll be trying out specifically is that I'm a player and the executive producer. I guess that's the term for it, I suppose. For an actual play podcast called Sacred Machinations. It's using a system that I'm currently writing, so this is actually acting as a playtest as well as a fun way to tell a story. But if you like stuff like mechs and divinity and toxic queer pilots, you can check down all podcast services where pods are cast. On Mondays, I'm over on Althaven, that's ALTHAVEN _ on Twitch in a Star Trek campaign where I play a Vulcan named Taeon, which has been very fun. We just raided a Jem'Hadar ship. I did a 1-man raid of a Jem'Hadar ship, and it was fucking terrifying, and I somehow survived it, which was very lucky. But the Jem'Hadar ship is still chasing us down, and we're very much a research vessel, not a combat vessel, so we're going to see how that plays out. If you want to see that, check it out on Althaven every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific. But that's pretty much everything from me. I'll put it over to Mike.
Hi, I'm Valentine. Doesn't have the same feel to it. I played Valentine. I am Metro Mike on TikTok and Metro Mike on YouTube, which I'm currently posting Clear Obscure, and then Metro _ Michael on Twitch, where Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's up to change because I just started I'm starting a new job here in the next couple weeks. But Twitch streams usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday leading up to this, where I just play RPGs and survival games and Souls likes. But yeah, we be just Clear Obscures on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then what was I gonna say? I don't remember. Back to Fesh.
All right, good stuff, gang. We're gonna kick it with Jennings. Love this guy. Go show him some love. I'll see you all soon. We don't have Windfall tomorrow because it's Mother's Day, but I'll play something.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day. Wait for her.